Sal and Sophie are both 62 years old. They're celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary in a very romantic restaurant. They talk about the good times they've had. It's a very sweet evening. And all of a sudden, a fairy appears. And the fairy says, because you've been so honest with each other and such an exemplary marriage, I'm going to give each of you a wish. The fairy turns to Sophie and says, what would you like? Sophie thinks for a second and she says, I'd like to go on an around-the-world cruise with my wonderful husband. Poof! 2 tickets appear for the Queen Mary II. They're going to go on a cruise around the world. The fairy now turns to Sal and says, what would you like? Well, he says, this is very romantic and I know this is a happy time, but to tell the truth, I wish I had a wife who was 30 years younger than me. Well, Sophie and the fairy are very surprised, but a deal's a deal. So the fairy goes like that with her wand, and Sal turns into a 92-year-old man. The moral of this story is, men are ungrateful jerks who deserve to remember that fairies are females.